Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Joshua Russell, once again. Welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all doing well. I hope y'all having an awesome day today. And right now I'm going to be doing another video. This time I'm going to be going over my rating system. If I'm going to be reviewing TV shows, video games, movies, and comic books, I need to rate them. Now, I've seen several of my favorite YouTube content creators use different rating systems. Angry Joe gives out his review scores from 1 to 10. Chris Stuckman also gives out his review scores from 1 to 10 when he's reviewing video games. And he also gives out letter grades when he's reviewing movies and TV shows. And Jeremy Jahns has the most unique rating system. His scale ranges from dog shit to awesome-tacular. And I thought it was funny and different from other rating systems. I've decided to make my own rating system and take some inspiration from the ones I've just mentioned. Alright, now let's break down my rating system, starting with 0 out of 10. Bullshit. This is the absolute bottom of the barrel. A 0 out of 10 means whatever I'm reviewing has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. It's the kind of TV show, video game, movie, or comic book that feels like a complete waste of time and effort, as if no thought or care went into making it. Nothing works. Not the story, not the visuals, not the acting, not the gameplay, and sure as hell not the writing. A 0 out of 10 is reserved for projects so fundamentally broken or insulting that they don't even deserve to exist. It's the ultimate failure. The kind of thing I try to avoid at all costs. A 1 out of 10 means that's the absolute worst, and while it's not quite as dire as bullshit, it's still absolutely awful. At this score, there might be one single element, maybe a scene, a character, or a piece of artwork that isn't completely unbearable, but the rest is beyond saving. A TV show might have a halfway decent performance buried in a train wreck of bad writing, and a video game might have one mechanic that's functional, but everything else is broken. Calling something worse means I don't think it's completely non-existent garbage, but it's as close as you can get. A 1.5 out of 10 means that the project is trash, absolute garbage. It's barely a step up from the worst of the worst. Something in it technically exists that makes it slightly better than a 1 out of 10, but that doesn't make it good. This is the kind of TV show, movie, video game, or comic book you might laugh at for how bad it is, but once the amusement wears off, you realize it's still a piece of shit. A 2 out of 10 means that something is horrible. We're looking at something that's painful to get through. Horrible means the creators might have an idea, but everything about the execution is so poorly handled that it ruins the entire experience. It means that the pacing is a mess, the characters are annoying as fuck, and the design is ugly as hell, and the gameplay is frustrating. A 2 out of 10 project isn't just bad, it's exhausting. Watching or playing it feels like a chore you wouldn't wish on anyone else. A 2.5 out of 10 means that the project is an abomination. It's something so bad, it's offensive to the medium it's in. This is when you can tell the creators either didn't care or completely misunderstood what makes their genre work. A movie at this level might destroy a beloved franchise, or a video game might be unplayable filled with bugs, glitches, and broken systems, or a comic book might insult its own characters or readers. This rating is for projects that don't just fail, they feel like they actively spit in the face of the fans. A 3 out of 10 means that something is terrible. It means there's a faint structure of something that could have worked, but it's buried under layers of failure. Maybe there's one halfway decent performance or a cool piece of concept art or a single level in a video game that feels competent, but it's not enough. Everything else is still fundamentally broken. Terrible projects are usually frustrating because you can see what could have been if the creators actually put in more effort. A 3.5 out of 10 means that something is god-awful. It's just slightly above terrible, but only by the thinnest margin. This is when the project might have 1 or 2 moments that worked, but they're so small that they don't save it. Instead, the majority of the time you're left groaning at the sheer incompetence on display. Whether it's writing that makes absolutely no sense, characters that are unbearable, or gameplay that's clunky and unfinished, this score just screams failure. Alright, now we're moving into the low end of mediocrity. A 4 out of 10 means that the project is bad. It isn't completely broken, but it's still pretty bad. You might be able to sit through it, but you won't enjoy it. A TV show at this level might have 1 or 2 decent episodes, but the majority is boring filler. A video game might technically function, but the mechanics are dull, the story is uninspired, and the fun factor is nearly non-existent. Bad means you could force your way through it, but you'll regret doing so. A 4.5 out of 10 means that something is disappointing. It's when a project had real potential but failed to live up to it. Maybe the trailer looked good, the concept sounded great, or the franchise had a solid history, but the final product just let everyone down. This is worse in some ways than bad because you can feel the wasted opportunity. It's not the worst thing you've seen or played, but it's the kind of thing that leaves you wanting more. A 5 out of 10 means that something is average. It's the middle of the road. It's not good, but not terrible either. Just fine. Average projects are the kind you watch, play, or read once. Shrug, then forget about. They don't inspire strong emotions because nothing about them stands out. The story is serviceable, the gameplay is functional, the art is passable, but nothing excels. It's basically background entertainment, something to pass the time with, but not something you'll ever revisit. A 5.5 out of 10 means that it's mediocre. It leans towards the negative than average. This is when something technically works, but feels uninspired or lazy. A mediocre movie might have decent production values, but a bland, predictable story. A mediocre video game might play fine, but it feels like copying better titles without adding anything new. It's not broken, but it's not fun either. Mediocre is the kind of thing you consume and you immediately wish you spend your time doing something else. A 6 out of 10 means that it's meh. It's the definition of forgettable. At 6 out of 10, the project has enough good qualities to be considered slightly above average, but it's not enough to stand out. It's watchable, playable, or readable, but you won't remember much about it after you're done. Meh projects are fine for a rainy day or if you stumble upon them for free, but they're not worth going out of your way for. A 6.5 out of 10 means that something is okay at best. It's when you acknowledge a project isn't bad, but you still can't call it good either. It might have some moments that really work, but they're inconsistent. A movie might have a great third act, but a boring first hour. A video game might have one fun mechanic that's buried in a sea of repetitive tasks. Okay at best means you can appreciate the effort, but it never quite gets there. A 7 out of 10 is decent. It means that a project is solid overall with some flaws holding it back from greatness. You can enjoy it, and you might even recommend it to fans of the genre, but you'll also point out the weaknesses. A decent video game might have fun gameplay but a weak story. A decent movie might be entertaining but full of cliches. At this level, the positives outweigh the negatives, but not by a huge margin. A 7.5 out of 10 means that a project is good. It works well, and it delivers an enjoyable experience. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. A good movie or TV show has to keep you entertained from start to finish. A good video game needs to be fun to play, and a good comic book needs to tell a solid story with really great artwork that brings it to life. You might not call it a favorite, but you'll walk away satisfied. An 8 out of 10 means that something is great. It's when a project stands out as something worth celebrating. It's well made, engaging, and leaves a strong impression. A great video game might have tight controls, an exciting story, and memorable levels. And a great TV show or movie might have excellent pacing, strong performances, and an impactful direction. At this score, the flaws are minor compared to the strengths, and it's something you will recommend to almost anyone. An 8.5 out of 10 means that the project is awesome. It goes above and beyond expectations. It's exciting, memorable, and a joy to experience. This is when you feel genuinely impressed by the creativity and craft. A video game at this level might introduce innovative mechanics, while a TV show, movie, or comic book might tell a story that sticks with you long after it's over. Awesome is one step away from the very top, reserved for things that deliver on nearly every level. A 9 out of 10 means that the project is amazing. It's excellent in nearly every respect. It's something you'll not only enjoy, but probably revisit multiple times. A movie or TV show at this level is beautifully shot, perfectly acted, and emotionally powerful. Or a video game might have addictive gameplay, a rich story, and incredible replay value. Amazing projects aren't flawless, but their strengths are so strong that the flaws barely matter. A 9.5 out of 10 means that something is the best. It's the highest possible score short of perfection. This is when a project feels like it defines its genre or medium. A video game at this level might be one of the best you've ever played. And a movie or TV show might stand shoulder to shoulder by being one of the greatest pieces of entertainment of all time. Best is reserved for projects that feel legendary. the kind of thing people will be talking about years from now. A 10 out of 10 means that a project is an absolute masterpiece. It's pure perfection. It's rare, but when it happens, it's unforgettable. A masterpiece does everything right. The story, the characters, the cast, the gameplay, the art, the music, the production, everything. It hits every note with precision and passion, leaving you with an experience you'll never forget. Whether it's a flawless film or TV series, a groundbreaking video game, or a comic book that redefines the medium, a 10 out of 10 masterpiece is the ultimate achievement. So yeah, that's my official rating system. I'll be using it whenever I review TV shows, video games, movies, or comic books on the channel. I wanted to make something that feels fair, consistent, and fun, because reviews shouldn't be about throwing numbers around. Instead, they should help us understand why something works or what doesn't work, and spark good conversations about the stuff that we love or hate. Now, you might not always agree with my scores, and that's totally fine. Reviews are personal, and part of the fun of being a fan is having your own take, but this system gives me a clear way to express how I feel about a project and where it stands in terms of quality. Whether it lands in the meh category, reaches the level of awesome, or achieves masterpiece status, you'll always know exactly where I'm coming from. I also want to give credit to some of my favorite YouTubers who inspired me. Angry Joe, Chris Stuckman, and Jeremy Johns. Watching them over the years gave me the push to make something that's truly my own. So from now on moving forward, every time when you see a review on this channel, you'll know I'm going to be using this rating system to break down my final verdict. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram and like me on Facebook. Take care, and I'll see you guys later.